Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Blackout Tea channel. I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful start of your day. We're going to get into some news surrounding the Fraser Baker. She was at the time a missing woman in North Carolina, guys. She has been found deceased. And a little birdie sent a message that I'm going to read to you here shortly. We're going to first get into the story. If you're here, do me a favor, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so that you guys are made aware each and every time I bring you videos. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's go get into it. Have a peace and blessed out day.
Thank you for joining us this evening here on Live Impact News on WCNT Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. We start with some breaking news this evening. So I just want to take you back. So we've been following the case of Fraser Baker. She was initially missing. She was last seen December 4th. But as of this week, she was found on Thursday, or identified Thursday, in Northwest Charlotte. Fraser Baker, 31 years old. And she was last seen again at the time at a gas station on LaSalle Street in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood. A mother, she was found dead this week. Now, the update in this case, police have made an arrest. CMPD have made an arrest in this case. Homicide and missing persons detectives have identified Lorenza Thomas Inman Jr., 38 years old, as a suspect in this case, and obtained warrants for his arrest. On Friday, Inman was arrested in Maxton, North Carolina. That's in southeastern North Carolina, near Robinson County. I should say near Lumberton. Now, Inman was brought to the law enforcement center here in Mecklenburg County, where he was interviewed by detectives. And at the conclusion of that interview, Inman was taken into custody by the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. He's charged with murder, assault on a female, misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. And Fraser Baker's family has been notified of the arrest. Again, Fraser Baker, the victim identified in that missing persons case, and the death investigation, eventually the death investigation on this week.
All right, guys. So let's get into some things, okay? I somebody sent me something that somebody had wrote, and it seems like this person might had known Lorenzo. I'm gonna read that first before I even get into the story part. So surrounding the Fraser Baker case, this person says Nuna. So there, it seems like they're calling him by a nickname. Was headed to Fayetteville. He has family there. Again, I've known this dog for years, but wasn't close to him is what they meant. I met him in 2011 at a tattoo party my cousin had when he was with his then girlfriend, which I was told by them both they were married and she was pregnant at the time with his daughter. I can see the girls without discernment liked him because when first I talked to him, he came across as a weird, nerdy type. Nice guy. But my discernment showed me he's very manipulative and put on an act around certain people. I talk to him from time to time in and in passing. The last time I had dealings with him was back in 2018, 2019, when he was dating my cousin, who would he would beat on often. She was afraid of him for sure because he used heavy threats if she left him. I know he would choke her to the point of her passing out, and she felt she was going to lose her life. Her mom and sister, myself and others, even Nuna's own sister, told her to leave him alone. His sister begged her not to be with him because he wasn't any good. Eventually, she finally got help to plan to leave safely after he beat their child out of her. Yes, she did report him every time, but something just kept her going back. Yes, his blood sister told my cousin. She even made a post on Facebook telling her to leave him alone. With him, my cousin had changed completely. She was no longer the vibrant, outgoing woman she used to be, became depressed, She is still recovering and receiving help with that trauma. Nuna was well known amongst the girls because he was out there and he carried himself like he was a top dog and had it like that, so he attracted females all the time. Plus, the fact that these girls didn't think it would happen to them and felt he would treat them different. So many of these girls knew what he was about, and many of them only wanted him because they heard the word about him having, excuse my language, a big one. And that's why they all wanted him. Somehow, it's sad, shaking my head, and he should have never been out of jail. He also had tampered with a witness charge, too. I'm born and raised in Charlotte, and I can tell you it's the not the natives, it's Charlotte's that's causing the ruckus out the people that moved here. I can also tell you a little about the bus unaliving people. Say the 5 people on the bus was cowards. That's not true. And that the news showed isn't the full truth. The news made it seem like they just sat there and no one helped. But the men who helped as much as they could. If people saw the full video, they would say, wow, it looks as if no one did anything. It happened so fast. No one knew she was stabbed because she stood up in a shock as if he had said something to her in her ear. It wasn't until she sat back down holding her neck and fell over that they knew she had been stabbed. My cousin, I do have a big family, and they've got that in parentheses, was on there that night. Facebook kept removing the video, showing the guy in the green hoodie getting the driver's attention, and the other guys trying to do what they could, getting paper towels, trying to apply pressure while on the phone with 911. It really did happen so fast and no one knew what was going on, but the news put out a different narrative, made it seem like no one helped by the video they released and how they cut and stopped it at certain points as to the others on the bus not helping. When the women were in shock, especially when they realized what was going on and seeing all the fluids gushing out of her as she fell over. So it sounds like she's trying to say that the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department is not doing their job. She's trying to say that this individual dated her family member and they should have been incarcerated. They should have been locked up. Okay. She is going on to say that a lot of females are not going with their discernment because he has a big wee wee or pee pee, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So, the search for the missing Charlotte mother came to a tragic end Thursday after police discovered her body inside a car in North Charlotte neighborhood. On Friday, Charlotte Mecklenburg police announced they arrested the man suspected of killing Frazier Baker, finding him 2 hours away from the scene. Charlotte Mecklenburg said officers were called around 9:35 a.m. on Thursday, December 11th, to the 2300 block of Sanders Avenue near a church just off Betsy's Ford Road. Inside a parked vehicle, officers found an unresponsive woman who was later confirmed to be Baker 31, the Charlotte mother who had been missing for a week. CMPD's homicide and missing person detectives identified 38-year-old Lorenzo Thomas Iman Jr. as a suspect and obtained warrants for his arrest. The Violent Criminal Apprehension Team located the arrested Iman in the Robeson County town of Maxton. Iman was brought back to Charlotte and is now in custody in the Mecklenburg. So a couple of charges that what he is charged with now: murder, assault on a female, misdemeanor, crime of domestic violence. Baker disappeared on December 4th after she last seen at a gas station at Lachelle Street. She drove away in her gray blue 2004 Hyundai Accord and hadn't been heard from since, prompting urgent pleas from family members who said she was the mother of a 2-year-old boy and would never willingly vanish. Police have not released details about how Baker died, but the case is officially being investigated as a murder. A heavy police presence remained in the neighborhood for hours on Thursday as detectives processed the scene. Iman has a significant criminal history and was even convicted of 2 other crimes in October. He had a suspended sentence and was ordered to 24 months of probation for intimidating a witness and habitual misdemeanor assault in 2021. In 2021, he was convicted of assault with a deadly weapon and possession of a firearm by a felon from 2017 and in 2007. He was first convicted for assault on a female. All of these were in Mecklenburg. The church released a letter this week saying it is no way connected to the incident and is working with police to enhance its security. Detective Burr is leading the investigation, and they're asking anyone with information to call 704 432 TIPS. So that would actually be 704 334 1600. All right, guys. So this is a sad, sad, sad situation. Very sad story.
A
All
Charlotte
around.
mom who was reported missing earlier this month was murdered. Frazier Baker was last seen alive December 4th at a gas station on LaSalle Street. CMPD says they found her body yesterday morning near Glorious Full Gospel Tabernacle Church on Sanders Avenue. Officers did not release details on how Baker died or if they have a lead on any suspects, but CMPD is asking anyone with information to come forward. The church, however, they did release a letter saying that it is in no way connected to the incident and they are working with police to enhance security.
To kill her and then you stay in the area 2 miles away from where her body was located in that church's parking lot says a lot about this person. Okay, it says that maybe he's already gotten away with things of this nature. Maybe he already has bodies on his hands that people don't know about. But it also says that she thought that she could trust him. Because in order for her to go where he was, if she had dropped off her child, means that he actually invited her there, or she trusted for some reason to try to go to him. It's just a sad story all around. I feel like when it comes down to people unaliving people, the numbers are really getting astronomical. It's happening on a daily basis, not only daily, now within hours of one another around the world. And it's a sad, sad situation. My thing is this the crime and violence against, you know, people, women, children is getting to be ridiculous. Some of it at times you want to say to yourself, like, what is really, really going on? I feel like this young lady might have not had all the information that she needed, or didn't know much about him, especially if this was somebody that she just started dating or she started dating within a couple of months. I don't know. Or maybe she just never did her research. I feel like now, for real, it's okay to do background checks on people you are choosing to date. It is okay to do background checks, and sometimes you might need to go ahead and do a credit check. To be honest, if they're planning on getting into a relationship with you, they want some type of connection, and you know that your life is going in a certain direction, you're doing things differently, then you definitely have the right to check anybody out that wants to be in your sector. Meaning, if they have an issue with you questioning them about things like what do they think about credit, or, how is their credit, or do they have any convictions? And if they have any convictions, what they are, they're not leaving the aspect up to you to decide whether or not you still want to deal with this person. A lot of people are coming into the relationships and they're lying about who they are. And then their true colors end up being shown. In this instance, Frazier Baker is deceased, has been unalive. So it's like that was really last minute for her to find out who she was really dealing with if she didn't know. Guys, let's go ahead and talk down in the comments about it. Let me know what you think. Do your girl a favor. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notification, guys. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Mwah! Thanks for watching.